All right, gang, so the first thing we're going to go over today is a couple different kinds of squats and proper technique on those squats, and maybe what you need to pick one for the different levels that you might be at. So they're going to be, some of them are much easier, some of them are a little bit harder. So here we go. The first one is your most basic squat, and just getting out of a chair. But most people use bad form when they get out of a chair. A lot of times they'll lean way forward, they'll use their hands. That's improper. What you want to do is just stand up from a squat. So I'm going to have the rock star just have a seat. She's going to spread her feet a little wider than shoulder width, and she's just going to have her hands out in front. Now normally when you get out of a chair, if you do this, your friends are going to think you're an idiot. But she's just going to have her hands out. She wants to keep her arms nice and level. She can lean forward a little bit if she wants, but she just wants to push her heels into the floor and come straight up. And then back down. That's a great squat, okay? So if you have trouble doing regular squats or even air squats, you just want to do some of these. We just call them sit to stand. You sit and you stand up. Now, moving on to the next squat is just a standard squat. It's going to be the exact same thing. So Raquel's going to sit, she's going to do a sit to stand. And then we're just going to pull the chair away, okay? Now she's going to be back in the same spot, and she's going to go to sit down, but there's no chair, so she has to stop herself. Exact same motion. Her head and chest are up, her levelers are level, and then she just drops her hips down onto her heels, so 70% of the weight is on the heels. Okay? So that's the second type of squat. It's just an air squat. It's like playing air guitar. Na, 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 na. But you don't actually have a guitar. This is air squats. You're doing squats without any weights. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about squats with weight on your back. Continuing on with that same squat technique, if you have a bar, which most of you don't at home, that's okay. But the bar is going to help define the proper technique. So what Raquel's going to do is she's going to pick up the bar and she's going to put it on her shoulders. And then I'm going to have her turn to the side. And what you're going to see is proper alignment of where this needs to be. The bar right now is right over the center of her feet, maybe back on the heels a little bit. That bar wants to stay over the center of her feet. So as she does a squat, keeping her head and chest up, dropping her hips, you'll notice that from the side, the bar is directly over the center of her feet. So as she comes back up, hips come forward, nice posture, head and chest stays up. Perfect squat. Let's do a couple more, just so you guys get the feel of what a nice squat is. Because Raquel she's super limber because of all the stretching she's done over the years, she has very, very nice technique on this. Okay, so we put that down. And speaking of flexibility in the hips and the ankles all run together, all help to make a proper squat. If you have tight ankles or tight hips, you're going to have a tough time doing a nice squat. So what I recommend is do some stretches for both of those areas. Your squats will get deeper and more comfortable for you. A lot of people have trouble doing squats because they say it hurts. A lot of that hurting is just from tightness in those two areas. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll this bar aside. We're going to go over another form of squat, and that is the sumo squat. It's just like the squats we just did, except the feet are going to be nice and wide. So looking at it from the front, she's going to take her feet apart, toes go out. Now, if you think about a sumo, sumos get down here and then they run at each other, but their feet are real wide. And a lot of times you see them coming out, they walk like this. I don't know why, I'm not Japanese. I don't know this. But I do know that sumo is the national sport of Japan. So there is something called the sumo squat, and we bring this into a lot of different exercises. So this is just like a normal squat. Hands can be out, and then she's just going to drop her hips down. Excellent, then she's going to come back up. This one requires a lot more flexibility because as she comes down, the knees are going much wider, so that you have to have a lot more flexibility at the hips. This is a perfect sumo squat. Excellent. Great. Last squat we're going to talk about is a sissy squat. So what that is you're going to raise your heels up, put your feet at 90 degrees to each other, so they're going at a 45-degree angle. So what we're using today is just a dumbbell. So the rock star is going to put her heels up on a dumbbell. Now, you may not have a dumbbell at your house. You might have a 2x4, or you might have some bricks laying around, or whatever. As long as your heels are raised up so it feels like almost like you're standing on your tiptoes. So what she's going to do is the same thing, but now with a sissy squat, you're really going to work your quads more than anything. So back is going to stay straight up and down. Still going to go out with your hands. Because the back is going to be straight up and down, notice that this is going to be different from normal squats because your knees are going to extend out past your toes. That's okay. Catchers do this in baseball all the time. Their knees are fine. But what that's going to do is it's really going to get a good burn in the front of your legs. And for those of you who want more definition in the front of your legs and your quadriceps, this is really going to help deepen those lines between the muscles and give you more muscle separation. And you're going to feel these burn badly after just a few reps. So that's a sissy squat. If you've got bad knees, don't do these because you'll feel all of the material, the ligaments, the tendons, all of that stuff. You're going to feel that stretch around your knees. And if you've got real tight knees and that stuff's not limber, you're going to feel it. It might feel like pain. But if you have knee injuries, past or present, you want to be very careful. Maybe not even do this type of squat. Get very proficient at the other squats, the basic ones, before you ever try this, because it can be hard on the knees. The most basic form of squat is something that we call a static contraction. Static meaning it's not moving, but contraction meaning the muscles are still contracting. So how would we do that? You could just get down into a regular squat and just hold that. That might be tough on some people's knees also, but in general, you want to keep your lower leg, if you have knee issues, keep your lower leg as straight up and down as possible. You'll notice that when I do a normal squat, there's an angle there. To take that angle away, a lot of times it's important to put the foot in front of your hips. You do that with wall squats. So what the rock star is going to do is she's going to sit against the wall, put her back against the wall, walk her feet out from the wall, and as she walks her feet out, she's going to just sit down until her thighs, the top of her legs, are parallel with the top of the floor. Now you can actually stay in this position for some length of time. It might start to burn after 10 or 20 seconds. You might be able to stay there for a minute or two. Either way, you want to go until the weight starts burning, the muscles start burning. What you can also do is you can do exercise from this. You can do front raise, you can do bicep curls, you can do military press with dumbbells, anything. But that is going to burn the legs a lot. But what you're doing is you're taking out the movement, which is usually the part of the exercise that hurts the joint. So by eliminating the movement and doing a wall squat, wall sit, you're going to burn the muscles without injuring the joint. Excellent.
So the next topic we're going to be talking about is just consistency in working out. Many of you have reached out to us thanking us for the Zoom and the videos that we post every day for many of you doing what's called the Daily Beast, which is a daily exercise for athletes and for anyone that wants more compound exercises. So, but one concern that was brought up was how do I still continue to work out? First of all, it's developing habit. Sometimes people find at the same time of the day works. Other times it's just your environment. Are you working out in your bedroom where you sleep? Are you working out with your children, which, you know, they're amazing blessings in our lives, but are they in the way? You know, have you found a way to make the environment safe and in your mind, my place to work out? And a lot of times, a lot of people say, no, I actually don't have an environment where it's healthy to work out. So find ways, if you have a spouse that's available to take care of the kids for just 20 minutes, we have workouts designed where you can do it 20 to 30 minutes, or even have your kids get involved in the workouts, get them engaged. Another thing you can do is just make sure that your space is safe. So it's not only developing that habit, but how safe is it? So if you have like, you know, table out there and some books on another end, you might want to clear it out and tell yourself this during this quarantine time, this is a place, a safe place for me to work out, and I've dedicated my time for this place.
So the last thing that we want to discuss this week is basically how you guys support us. You all know that we're a brand new business. We opened up, I think our first day was November 11th. we faced a lot of challenges in these first 4 or 5 months with the coronavirus setting us back, and our business relied on a certain amount of growth per month. That was completely put on hold with the outbreak of this virus, and then the government shutting businesses like ours down. So we've really relied on a couple of things. Number one, we've relied on God's grace. Just the fact that He's allowed us to be here, and He has He's put us in charge of doing this. And the Rockstar and I both share this vision, and that is God has put us here to be in your lives to help you get healthier, or to stay healthier if you were already healthy. I look at the history of her and I, our individual lives, and then when we met, and there's no doubt in my mind that we're doing what we were put here to do. And Riverside Health and Fitness is just an extension and the next step of what we're here to do and why. And so there's no way that we can keep doing these videos without every single week thinking of you and how much you've meant to us in this business, because you're why we're here. If there's no people around to help get healthy, then we'll go sell insurance or something else. You are what makes this happen. You are why we're here, and you are our support. And from the very beginning, you have supported us financially with your memberships, and also just coming in, being who you are, working hard when you're here, putting out the good word for us in the community. We've relied on those things, and we are incredibly appreciative to you for who you are in our lives and all of the support in different forms that you've given to us.
And I would have to agree with Kenny. I'm new to Riverside. Coming from San Diego, this is new territory for me, and I just want to say thank you to many people that have accepted me with open arms. So you're going to get, in these shows, you're going to get a lot of us being real and honest with our emotions. But I was away with family for a very long time, and when you guys came in and just reminded us that this is why we exist, for us to help you, all of you, it just gave us a sense of purpose, and it gave me a sense of value and want. I know many of you have worked out with Kenny for so long. He was your personal trainer for many, many years. And some of you actually gave me a chance to be a part of your life. So here it goes. I want to say thank you, because it's so hard to reestablish trust or even trust another trainer. But for some of you, you gave me that chance, and I just want to say thank you. That means no money can put, no price, you cannot put a price to that. Your friendship and love and support means the world to me. Also, I don't want to mention anyone that has come in for financial support, but you all know who you are. And me and Kenny tirelessly come into this gym knowing that it was given to us by God, and we just come in wanting to continue to work for Him and to continue to help everyone and serve you all. So just thank you. Thank you so much for knowing the value and what it takes to keep this place running.
Thank you, everybody, and we will talk at you next Saturday from Riverside Health and Fitness.